proper fucking leg day on a cut. Yeah, so I mean they're scrawny enough. Got to keep what I got going here. So let's starting with lying hamstrings. We go hamstrings and then we go quads. I'm going to, so when you're, the difference between training on bulking and then cutting, you want to keep your training as close to similar as possible. So when you get deeper into a cut, that's when things kind of get possibly a little bit different. But for me, I'm not really doing no shows or anything. So the main things I think about, especially when I'm cutting, it's going to be injury prevention, but also stimulating the muscle. So I rather do 2 heavy sets to failure instead of like 5 kind of sloppy half-ass sets. You're going to be better off really giving it your all with less volume. So I'm going to freaking blast some Metallica and kind of show you all what I'm going for here. All right, moving on to a SLDL here. Now I do prefer to do these with dumbbells. They just don't got heavy enough ones here. 75 pounds is just too light for those. Now, honestly, I didn't know how many people didn't know the difference between an RDL and an SLDL. And to my knowledge, an RDL focuses hamstrings and glutes. You have a bit more of a knee bend. That's how you stretch the glute. SLDL, I'm trying to stay as stiff at the knees as I can. I want all the stretch to be in my hamstrings to grow. That's what I'm targeting. So 225 or whatever this is on a Smith. Not my favorite way to do it, but always trying to perfect the form. Form on this is pretty difficult to get down, so even I sometimes kind of fall for the knee bend. All right, we know what we're starting with. Heavy. Thinking 2-3 sets. Maybe I'll do 1 light set, but for sure 2 heavy. 220. Let's go for as many reps as possible. Oh. This is going to be heavy and hard. I'm going for deep stretch, with a lot of load in the stretch position. I don't know how many reps I'll get. They go hard. Oh. Okay. Holy shit, my water. Fuck. Okay. Whew. Holy mates. Good ass leg day. Like, holy moly. For being in a solid deficit. Proud of that one. You know, looking back, I think I probably said this before. Definitely said this before. I don't know when, but I need to just kind of work on my ankle mobility. I mean, if I could do those exact hack squats, but, you know, have a lot of strength in that stretch position and have my ankles, I mean, the plate is going to be there either way if my ankle mobility improves. That's just more comfortable for me. But if I improved it and I could get an even deeper squat, like I want heaviest, like this, the heaviest part of the press is when my quad, my leg is literally like touching my calf. You know, the deepest part of the squat. So I mean, shit, I need to work on that for sure. That'll definitely help with leg growth. Well, for now, maintaining.
but shoot, we're solid. I mean, I'm shooting for about 2,700 calories per day. That looks like around 250 carbs, 250 grams of carbs per day. I think my fat's around 70 something, maybe a little more. And then protein is about 225. So if you're asking why so many, that's a lot of protein. So I think in general, it's important to at least do 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight. So if you're 190 and you want to be 200, at least 200 grams of protein per day. Now, this is a bodybuilding kind of general knowledge, I guess. Pretty much anywhere else, if you look it up, how much protein I should be getting in daily, it's going to say about 1 gram of protein per kilogram that you weigh, which is a solid amount less. But when you're trying to put on lean tissue, you're going to need a little bit more, and then add on a deficit. Your body's going to use some of that protein for energy. It's just inevitable. So by countering that, by having a little bit more protein, and, I'm not reaching 225 every time. A lot of these days, I'm actually under 2,700 calories, or have about like 100 calories left to go, and I can handle that extra deficit. So as long as I'm not building up fatigue and feeling depleted, I'm okay with that. So that's just an extra little bit of deficit. I don't, it's easy to rush this stuff. You don't want to rush this stuff. That's how you lose muscle really quick. So taking it easy, taking it easy, nice and slow, kind of ease into it. And then once using the scale to make sure you're losing weight is obviously important, but what's more important, for at least in my opinion, is how you look. So once you're actually pleased with how you look, who cares what the scale says, right? So I want to be as heavy, as lean as possible. That's freaky as fuck. So anyway, yeah. Maybe I should do a little bit more ranting while I drive. I got a lot to talk about, or possibly. But you guys will have to just let me know that. I mean, that's copying a famous said person, but I would like to have someone else film me, do a little bit more of a human tripod kind of thing. Definitely a lot more. I feel like you guys get to see a lot more. So, but whatever, we'll figure it out. Getting something up is more important. I'm gonna go eat. Maybe I'll show you that. And I got some rice cakes here. Let's show you that. It's about 33 carbs instantly after the workout. Replenish them glycogen storages. Got a little bit of water to go down easy. And yeah, solid ass leg day. Good pump. I can't wait till I actually start seeing some crazy results. There's no really point to do this besides I just want to be freaky as fuck. I care about how I look. Other than that, I want to be a mass monster, right? But yeah, deficits kind of can suck. So it's a mental thing for sure. There's a big mental part of it, but yeah. All right.